Granblue Fantasy Relink, or as some may know it as, Monster Hunter with more personality.
Pitiful, weren't they?
Now imagine Diabolus, but anime. Then imagine the Palicos not being there at all because there aren't any freaking cat girls in this game. Why aren't there any cat girls in this game? After putting over 150 hours into Granblue Fantasy Relink, I can tell you it's an awesome game, but I'm not gonna lie and tell you it's perfect, because honestly, it's pretty far from it. From the sigils to the repetitive farming, tonight we're gonna take a look at its flaws, its strengths, and the improvements that it desperately needs. Starting off with one of the biggest problems in the game, the difficulty. It'll probably be a while before you ever see that screen. When I set a game to hard mode, I expect it to actually be hard. I'm an old man. I got boomer hands. I'm not supposed to be good at games that require any type of coordination. But surprisingly, I ripped through the campaign and I just tore through
The ripping and the tearing. The ripping and the tearing.
What the f? The content isn't too easy, but it doesn't ever really get hard. Unless I'm just really good at game? Or maybe the years of playing Monster Hunter has completely destroyed my perception of difficulty. And maybe even reality, because last night, I asked my cat to make me dinner. I have never seen him more confused in my freaking life. Monster Hunter managed to unlock a new fear in me. Monkeys. Monkeys with lasers. Yup. But you know, Relink also managed to unlock a new fear in me as well. Now, I'm not asking for Rajang level difficulty here, but maybe Ultros at least? That works for me. I can play this game with one hand. Or maybe even no hands, because apparently being AFK is the best way to farm. I understand that Granblue Fantasy is originally a gacha game, so autoplay is weaved into its DNA. And as a gacha gamer myself, I'm fine with it. It honestly just gives me extra time to do more research for my next YouTube video. And being intended or not, it works because farming curio boxes, knickknack vouchers, and silver essential would be pure torture if you told me that I actually had to play the game. I already suffer enough from listening to this kid and his freaking bird. Taking care of that bird better be on top of that list for quality of life updates. And another thing on that list should be being able to transmute at least 10 sigils at once. Because one at a time? Really?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly. And you should be able to lock and sell sigils and rightstones on that same screen. Those two changes would be huge, as well as raising the cap on knickknack vouchers and Raphael coin. Now, not everything in Relink is bad. They did some things right. Like the story, no. The pacing, no. The gearing's pretty good. Not being able to try characters before you buy them, that's garbage. But the gameplay is good. I gotta praise them on that, and the visual appeal of the game. That is what drew me to it in the first place. And the fact that I do tend to gravitate towards large objects. Visually, the game is beautiful. I love the designs of the characters and bosses, and the animations are really well executed. However, I do think that they got carried away at times. Some of these cutscenes are not only disruptive, but they're a little long. Sadly, I don't think we'll ever be able to skip or disable them because sometimes crap gets rearranged or teleports during these cutscenes. But seriously, I think going forward this game definitely needs to be harder. Not by a ton because I don't want to spend weeks progging. But you know, just something that can keep us on our toes. The fight showed you that they can make fun one-shot mechanics. So we just need a ton more of that. Cause who are we kidding? Anything that doesn't do a ton of damage or straight up kills you, you can just ignore and face tank it. So I'm not begging for harder fights because I'm a masochist that dreams of muscle mommies. It's also because we need it to be harder to give us a reason to play with different builds. Cause right now, it's just full DPS and that's it. Give me a reason for an HP build, a dodge build, a support build, or give me a reason to play support at all. I have never felt so useless in my entire life. Now I know how this guy feels. Except he's not useless, because no matter how good of a swimmer you are, you cannot breathe underwater. Useful. But honestly, I think that the quality of life changes will come in time. And if for some reason they don't add better and harder fights, then what are you doing exactly? Because Monster Hunter Wilds comes out next year. And that is our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like and check out this other video right over here. And I will see you guys next time. Good night.